back to the shelter right now. Um, so the two things that I set out to do, I was not able to accomplish them. Okay. I realize when it comes to things that don't work out, the best thing to do is to just let it go. Not to stress over it, not to be disappointed, especially if you know or if you believe the reason why you were doing it in the first place was kind of like a last resort type situation. There are things that they're worth fighting for, right? And there are things that you're only entertaining it because of the situation that you're in. If you were in a better situation, this is not something that you would entertain. So be mindful of that. And so I've realized that I'm able, thank God, I'm able to discern that. So as I said, these things that I'm going after, they're not essentials. Okay. At the end of the day, the plasma donation is like, okay, well, that's not the only way I can make money. And besides, I was sitting there and I was just like, do I really want to lay on that chair for like an hour and a half and have them do whatever they do as far as, what is it called? Plasma something? Transfusion, where they're able to separate the plasma from the red blood cells, and then they give you this like 20-page booklet that they say you need to read. And I basically like skim through it, right? Because I'm like, listen, we know why we're here, right? At the end of the day, I do my due diligence as much as possible, but I also consider the reality of the situation. Listen, plasma donation is a common thing. People do it a lot. And in my mind, if it was that bad or a concerning situation, I would probably, not do it. But since so many people have done it, I'm just like, it's not too bad. But anyways, it didn't work out because of my address. The address that I used was rejected, and it's because I used a shelter address. For whatever reasons, they don't want that. So, and that was kind of expressed in when I did my due diligence and I read the requirements and what was expected. It did say that you have to have like a utility bill or something that has your address on it. But I just thought, I'll just go and we'll see what happens. So that didn't work out. Then the next assignment was to get my insurance card, because with the insurance that I have here in the state, they're able to help you with housing, right? So I was going there. Glory to God, I've never been sick or hospitalized to a degree where I needed insurance or anything like that. So that was the next thing that I went for at the post office, and they didn't have it. So those two things, in my past life, I would have definitely been annoyed and aggravated because my mind was not as developed and my perspective was not as broadened. So I can see, okay, and then my revelation of God's love for me is so much more greater now that I can see, okay, this opportunity is not my opportunity. It's a redirection. It's for me to look somewhere else for that open door. So, God has a way of teaching us lessons. God has a way of teaching us lessons, and, we just need to be open-minded and, trust the process. It's not always pleasant. Do I want to be walking up and down these streets? No. Do I prefer to have my vehicle that I envision, my Jeep? Do I prefer to have my home that I speak of every single day? Do I prefer to be doing what I love, making money, doing what I love? Yes. But, I can't get mad because, and I don't want to be mad because it's not working out the way that I want. All I got to do is trust the process. And so every opportunity that there is for me to be mad and upset, I'm just going to be grateful. Because like I said before, I could have been, even though I'm in a shelter, I could be out on the streets. I could have busted up clothes, but as you can see, my glasses, it ain't name brand. It's just some $7 glasses that I got a year ago from Burlington that I took with me. Hoodie. Where did I get this? From Burlington as well. And then some jeans and my drawers I got from the shelter. I have toothpaste, I have toothbrush. They serve meals. I get to eat free once a day. In the mornings they have breakfast at 7 for $5. I can't do that right now because of my situation. That's why I be telling y'all to support the platform. Y'all be thinking that people just want to use and abuse y'all. No, sometimes people are just in situations, and so they need some support. They need some cushioning, and then when I'm sharing wisdom, I'm empowering you. I'm helping you. I'm in these trenches learning so that you don't have to go through what I'm going through. You understand? So there's some reward or some transaction there. So if you got, even if it's $1, $2, $3, it don't have to be a lot. Just a little to help. I can get some coffee or something today. That would be great. But and it is what it is. I'm gonna look back at this and laugh because God already showed me my future. You know what I'm saying? He already showed me what my promise is, and that's why I can go through this with peace. I can go through this situation, you know what I'm saying, with as much peace as possible, considering the human nature and the frustration that may come about as a result of, not getting your way. I still have, peace. So I'm not worried about it at all. But you do have times where you feel frustrated. You do have times where you feel like, well, what's going on, Lord? Where are you in the situation, So when I have those feelings, I don't get mad. I don't get mad, because getting mad doesn't help. It just makes it worse. And when you get mad, I realize you can't really see opportunities hidden in plain sight. So I'm believing God, the fact that I didn't get mad at those things not happening for me, that God is going to bless me because I maintain my peace. All right. So with that being said, I'm going to close up this live. I'm almost back at the shelter, and I will talk to you guys very soon.